Hello. Why phase zero matters, especially for life science organizations. Let me take you into a moment from a life science project I was on recently. We were in a room with Q&A, manufacturing, supply chain, R&D, IT, the whole orchestra. Everyone was talking about technology, workflows, data, timeline. And then someone said, can't we just start configuration? We'll figure the rest out. That is exactly the mindset that gets life science organizations into trouble. Because in this industry, the groundwork before you touch ERP is everything. That's why phase zero isn't optional. It's the part that makes everything else work. I recommend you start with the why. Phase zero is where the conversation really starts. Not what screens are we changing, but why are we changing? Life science companies are under pressure. Faster R&D cycles, complex global regulations, supply chains that need to be both agile and reliable, balancing innovation with compliance. If you don't align on outcomes here in phase zero, the program drifts. And in life science, drift is expensive. I recommend you map reality before designing the future. Let me explain. Phase zero is the chance to get brutally honest. What does your current state actually look like? Your as is processes, your master data, people, batch records, handovers. What are the gaps? What are the business pains that you have today? And what are the risks? Once you know that, you can design the future, the scope, the roles, the governance, the standards, and your data strategy. You're in a much better position to discuss and agree what good really looks like. Life science complexity isn't theory. Multi-site, GXP, validation, Q&A approvals, to mention few. If you don't prepare, the complexity will bury you once design starts. I recommend seeing compliance from day one. What do I mean? Well, one of the biggest mistakes I see is that traceability, quality, and data integrity are seen as add ons. In life science, they are the foundation. Phase zero locks that in from day one. You define how quality fits in every process, build traceability into every transaction, and ensure data integrity is designed upfront, not patched later. Legacy fragmentation costs millions in rework, delays, and regulatory headaches. Phase zero prevents that before it ever becomes code. Remember, you're not implementing software, you're changing how the business works, how quality is assured, how supply flows. Phase zero sets up the team, the governance, the change approach, the data foundation, and decision framework. It gives everyone alignment, confidence, and a shared direction. I believe if you skip phase zero, you will pay for it later. You will see a scope drifting, a high likelihood of rework, poor user adoption, and you will, in 9 out of 10 cases, face data migration or data issues. Furthermore, there's a high risk of regulatory and compliance issues not doing a phase zero. Do a phase zero well, and you get faster time to value, you get lower cost of rework, and you it just turns your ERP journey from high risk into value driven. Phase zero is the foundation that makes your life science ERP journey actually work and deliver value. Thank you for listening.